If you ever drive through the high deserts of northern New Mexico, you'll see it. An endless stretch of red sand and sagebrush under a sky that feels too big for the world. It's beautiful, and it's empty. And if you stop for gas in the tiny town of Red Mesa and ask about the Holloway family, some of the old folks might still look uneasy. Because in 1978, something happened there that no one, not even the FBI, could ever explain. It began with a boy named Tommy Holloway who disappeared without a trace, and ended with a discovery that made everyone wish they'd never gone looking. I'm Papa Joe, and this is the Moon Camp, where the night never ends, and the stories never really sleep. And this is the story of the boy who vanished near Red Mesa. In 1978, David and Linda Holloway moved from Albuquerque to Red Mesa with their two kids, 12-year-old Tommy and 8-year-old Sarah. David had taken a job repairing radio towers for a local contractor. The family lived in a small, single-story house about 2 miles from the nearest neighbor, surrounded by sandstone hills and dry washes. By all accounts, they were happy. Country life, fresh air, quiet nights. But something about that property was off. At night, the radio would hiss with strange voices when the wind blew, and sometimes the dog would growl at nothing, staring into the dark desert. Linda told her sister later, "It felt like the land was watching us." On June 14, 1978, it was brutally hot, 102 degrees even after sunset. David had just finished fixing a generator and was washing up outside while Tommy played with their dog, Scout, near the edge of the property. At 8:47 p.m., Linda called out from the porch, "Tommy, come in for dinner." He shouted back, "Coming." That was the last time anyone heard his voice. When they went to look for him, Scout was sitting at the base of a small hill, whining. Tommy's flashlight lay on the ground, beam pointed toward a patch of disturbed sand. And about 10 feet away were footprints, small, bare ones, leading away from the house. But halfway across the field, the prints just stopped. No sign of struggle, no drag marks, no blood, nothing, just like he'd stepped into thin air. The sheriff's office launched a full search by morning. Dogs, horses, helicopters, they covered 5 miles in every direction. They found no body, no clothing, no prints. But on the second night, a deputy reported hearing a sound echoing through the ravine near the Holloway home. He said it was like a child crying, but distorted, too slow, too deep. When they followed it, they found nothing, just the sound of wind whistling through the rocks. By the third day, the Navajo search and rescue joined in. One of their trackers, an older man named Ben Yazzie, noticed something strange near the hill. He said the ground showed signs of 2 different sets of tracks, one human, one animal, but they kept overlapping each other, as if shifting mid-stride. When the sheriff asked him what kind of animal it was, Yazzie didn't answer. He just said, "You won't find him if you keep looking at night." After the official search was called off, the Holloways stayed. They refused to leave until they had answers. But life became unbearable. Scout, the family dog, disappeared 2 weeks later. They found his collar shredded, hanging from a juniper branch 15 feet off the ground. Sarah began waking up screaming, saying she saw Tommy outside my window. She said he looked different, tall, gray, and wrong. Linda told neighbors she heard knocking on the walls at night, 3 times in a row, always between 2 o'clock and 3 a.m. When David checked, there'd be handprints on the siding, long fingers, almost human, but not quite. And then one morning, every window in the house was open, all at once. In early August, desperate for help, David borrowed a reel-to-reel recorder from work and set it up outside, hoping to capture whatever was happening at night. On August 11th, he left the tape running from midnight to dawn. When he played it back, it was mostly static until about 3:12 a.m. Then faintly came a voice. "Daddy, open the door." David said it was Tommy's voice. But when he opened the door that night, the desert was silent. He sent the tape to the sheriff's office. They turned it over to the FBI's Albuquerque field unit. The report, which still exists, says the voice was consistent with human speech patterns, but with unnatural modulation. Translation: they had no idea what it was. In September, the Holloways finally left Red Mesa. David took a transfer to Oregon. Before leaving, they asked the property owner to tear down the house. He refused. 3 years later, a new family moved in. They stayed just 4 months. They told deputies they'd seen a naked child-sized figure crouched near the tree line at dawn. Gray skin, no hair, long limbs. When they shouted, it darted on all fours into the brush, moving faster than any human. They moved out the next day. In 1992, a local ranger found an old reel-to-reel tape half-buried near the Red Mesa property line. He turned it over to the police. It was badly damaged, but when restored, there were 2 minutes of audio left. The first sound was static. Then came a child's voice, soft, almost whispering, "Mom!" Then, another voice, low, rasping, not human. "He's ours now." Experts later determined both voices were recorded at the same time, on different frequencies. No explanation. Today, the Holloway property is gone. The house was finally demolished in 2003, and the land fenced off for environmental safety. But hikers still report strange things out there. Lights moving between the rocks, voices on the wind. And sometimes, late at night, CB radio operators in the area pick up a faint transmission. A boy's voice repeating the same words over and over. "I'm still here." No one has ever proven what happened to Tommy Holloway. But locals will tell you, if you camp too close to Red Mesa and you hear footsteps circling your tent, don't look outside. Because once you see it, it sees you too. You've been listening to the Moon Camp Podcast, where the night never ends, and the stories never really sleep. I'm Papa Joe, reminding you, the world's quietest places often hold the loudest secrets. Until next time, keep your lights low and your ears open.